It's one of my favourites. The story, the music, it's all just amazing. It's glorious. Definitely one of my favourite musicals, and I could watch it again and again. It's not one I've actually seen in London yet, so to see it there would be amazing. I definitely would not hesitate nice to